Aloha guys, this is Joyce from Enjoy Scrapping 2, and today I'll be making my very first project for Tupelo Designs. This card took quite some time because I'll be doing some watercoloring, so I sped this up quite a bit so the video won't be too long for you guys. So I'm prepping my card base first using this Martha Stewart scoring board. I have a paper here that measures 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm going to be scoring it in half at 5 1/2, and I'm going to put this off to the side. The stamp set that I'll be using today is a Stampenda's Large Butterflies. It's a butterfly trio set. I'm using the largest butterfly. I threw away the packaging so I don't have the packaging to show you. And I'm going to be using this Tim Holtz watercolor paper, which is already cut down to a card size, so it's very convenient. And this has both rough side and a smoother side. Today I'll be using the smoother side. As you saw that I prepped the card base for the embossing using the EK Success powder tool. And here I'm using the Versamark, and I'm going to stamp it right there. And I'm using the Fisker stamp press because the stamp is very large. But the stamp press is good if you have trouble stamping out your stamps unevenly. I'm using some Hero Arts white embossing powder, and I'm going to zap it with my Milwaukee heat gun, which I really love because it heats up really fast, so there's less warping on the paper. After I zapped it with the heat gun, I decided that I'm going to tape this to the piece of wood boards that I have for my watercoloring. But if you're going to tape it down, it's best to tape it down before you use the heat gun. And for my watercolors today, I'll be using this Koi watercolor. This is a 24 set, and it comes already with the water brush and some mixing palette. And this has a really intense colors. And because this butterfly had a lot of intricate designs, that's why it took quite some time for me to color it. But what I'm doing is I'm doing it section by section of this butterfly. And I'm putting some water down first, and then I'm dropping the colors. So the colors will kind of move on its own and spread out. So you can kind of take a look at the stamp if you can't really see too well since it is white on white. But I'm using this blue here that you see, and I'm just adding some clean water to where I want the paint to go, and then I'm just dropping in the color, and some of them I kind of help it move a little by adding some more water. This is a beautiful butterfly. You can do so many different things with it. And the brush that I'm using is a Ranger's small brush. I believe this is a number 2 round. And I don't want the areas to be really wet because I didn't want to cause a bloom. And here I'm doing the edges with the purple, and I kind of want a gradient effect from the purple to the blue. And I think the blue and the purple is a really great combination of colors. So as you can see, I'm doing the same thing. I'm adding some clear water, and then I'm dropping in the colors and just let the water do all the work for me. I have a tendency to kind of try to control it when I do the watercoloring, but you should just kind of let the water do what it's supposed to do instead of like fussing with it like I am. So I added just a little bit more color to certain areas where I felt that I wanted it darker. And now I'm using a half inch flat, and I want to add some colors to the outer edges of the butterfly. You can definitely do this part before you start coloring in the butterfly. But when I started this card, I kind of had an idea, but I didn't really know where I was going. So here I'm kind of moving the papers around, and I'm adding some yellow. Again, adding the water first and let the color kind of just move on its own. And then I'm adding some orange right by the butterfly so it becomes kind of dark to light. And I wanted it very loose type of a watercolor here. So I'm flicking some colors that I use, the same blue and the purple. So I'm going to kind of make this kind of like a one layer card. I'm not putting any dimension on this. So here I'm kind of drying out all the colors, the water and stuff, because I want to move on to my next. And I'm using this VersaFine Onyx. This is my favorite black pigment ink. And with pigment ink, you can emboss it. So I embossed it using clear embossing powder. And the cool thing about this stamp set is that it comes with this stencil. It's clear, so you can't see it, but I put it right above the butterfly, and I use the Koi paints to put some blots of color using stamp. And this finishes off my card. Actually, I decided to put some sequins here. I'm using the Pretty Pink Posh Sparkling Clear in different sizes. And I'm going to use a multimedia matte to attach the sequins. So all of the supplies I used here will be linked below in the descriptions. And they have free shipping for $65 and over. And if you don't spend that much, there's also flat rate shippings for different amounts that you spend. And they ship super fast. And they're also having this loyalty program where when you first join, it's free to join. You get 500 points, and then you get $1 point for each dollar that you spend, and you can use that towards your purchases later on after you accumulate. And if there's a product that you want that they don't have, please just email Mike and ask for them to maybe get those in. They're very open to your opinions. And the Mike's email is always at the bottom of the page of the website. So it's very easy to find. So they're open to any suggestions or anything. That's what's great about them. And they have a variety of supplies for a variety of different crafters. So I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much. Bye.